Well, of course, most humans are totally blissfully non-aware of Devas. They don't recognize their existence. But of course, for the Devas, it's the opposite. They are working with humans all the time. And the Devas actually are the units of karma. The karma is the result of our actions that we've done in the past, thought, word or deed. Emotionally, mentally or physically, all of those actions produce reciprocal effects that we call karma. And it's good karma, bad karma, and all the rest of it. But the reason why the karma works is because it's the Deva substance that's been affected by human actions, by human thoughts, by human emotions. So it creates eddies of energy, the vectors within the Deva substance, and the Deva eventually must rectify that substance, produce an equilibrium in the balance sheet of nature, and so we have what is called karma. If it was not for the Deva, there would be no karma. And the Devas also are responsible for all healing effects. So we have, wherever there is hospitals or places where people go for healing, then it's the substance of the Devas that pass through, that produce calmness and the actual healing effects. And of course, the disease-bearing agents are also types of Devas. So it's difficult for people that only think that their body is all that there is to think that that's actually composed of a myriad different little lives, and that our emotions affects other lives.
So what you're saying is the human body is made out of Devas?
The human body is made out of Devas. And of course, when you do meditation, and start to develop perceptions, higher perceptions, transcendental perceptions, then you can begin to see the Devas, work with Devas, talk with Devas, and communicate with the nature spirits. For instance, if you're gardening, it's very, very important to try to communicate with the Devas. And it's all done through love and through telepathy. And later on, you can get clairvoyant impressions. So there are some gifted humans that do this and work with Devas naturally. The Finhorn Garden people was an example of that. And but most of us are blind. It's quite important for mothers to actually encourage their children to see the Devas, to work with the fairies, because at that particular young age, this faculty of clairvoyance is innate, and it's only the materialistic civilization that is destroying or has destroyed the ability for the children to work with Devas. So once one is aware of the Devas, and then one can work to communicate with them. And as I said, it's done through a telepathic mechanism, plus through the development of love. Everything is based on compassion. The Devas are not going to get involved with you if you're aggressive or noisy or you have angry vibes about you. But all of these types of energies, as I said before, produce effects, and the effects is karma. All of us have a guardian angel, a certain Deva that looks after us and helps us through our lives. Mainly because, again, this has got to do with that particular angel is working with the karma of our forms, the karma of the lesser lives that embody our substance. When you start to develop clairvoyant perceptions, then you'll see the aura around you, which of course is depicted in Buddhist tankas and in Christian art around the heads of saints. But the aura, an auric substance, so it's all seen in terms of energy fields, in the way that consciousness interrelates with energy. There are certain types of Devas that are working with humans. In other words, they've made a conscious choice to work with humans and to reveal themselves over time, especially in this age that is now appearing because of the seventh ray that is coming into manifestation. And it produces affinity with the Devas of the shadows, the violet Devas, the etheric Devas, which are the etheric plane is it stands. It incorporates the physical. In other words, everything that is physical and which we can see and touch and feel is an emanation from the etheric. The etheric body contains the chakras, the nadi system, and so that is what is developed in yoga meditation and awakens through yoga meditation. And it's through the etheric that the violet Devas of the shadows can be seen and worked with. The violet Devas of the shadows, some of the green ones that work with nature, are there for assisting humans and for contacting humans. There are other types of Devas that have very little to do with humans because they are concerned with nature itself. And they inhabit the sacred spots of this earth. They are controlled with, for instance, volcanic fire. So there are certain types of Devas that, if are contacted, are quite dangerous because they represent unruly forces. The forces bound in the heart of an atom, for instance. So one has to be careful when one is thinking about Devas and to approach the subject through right meditative techniques. And this brings into question the entire subject of magic. There's black magic, white magic, and so forth that is developed. And so there's ways of manipulating Devas, which we call black, and then there's ways of cooperation with Devas, which we call white magic. And so there's ways of bonding. One of the things, what is meant by bondage of Devas, is the fact that they automatically respond to your emotions, to your mind, and that controls certain Devas that embody that substance. And that those Devas are bonded in that mental, emotional aspect. And at some time they will release themselves. And when they do so, it produces the reciprocal karma. You get pain, suffering, diseases that will come into the body because of the devic substance freeing itself from the effects that you created. And you can see, as I mentioned before, healing Devas, that this whole subject of healing, the proper subject of healing is not a matter of taking pills, medicines from chemotherapy, but to be able to work with the Devas themselves that are the substance of sickness. And with that, it comes in the entire field of right eating, right thought, right emotions. So it's quite a vast subject.